You're welcome. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast. This is because this is take 2, and take 1, I did it great.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, I am your host, Cheyenne Shante.
And it's your girl, Eleonora. You know the vibes.
We outside.
Something like that.
Been outside. It's getting hot outside. Hot girl summer right here, right now.
Not the hot girl summer.
Listen, hot gal every season. Winter, summer, fall. Spring. Winter again. Medeir.
God.
Yes. So make sure that you're following us on all of our social media platforms. Our handle is at CheyTea Podcast.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, CheyTea Podcast. Click the notification bell so you're notified every single time we upload a visual, baby.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on a YouTube because honestly, I don't sometimes I feel like there's no purpose for the YouTube. So we'll see. But anyways, yes, we're back with another episode. It's been a while. It's been a minute. The season is now coming to an end. Dance season is now coming to an end. And even though it is coming to an end, it's going to start right back up again in 2 more weeks. So yes, the season's come to an end. It's been a fantastic season. Round of applause. Woo! Congratulations to all of the competitive recreational studios out there. You all have been amazing this season. This one was for the books. Shout out to Concepts Dance Studio. You already know, outside. And shout out to GDI. You already know what it is. AD in the building, duh. And yeah, just congratulations to everyone.
Yeah, and shout out to me for just being around and just being a supportive system. Because why? Yeah. The kids love me and they need me. So
this girl said shout out to me.
Yeah, shout out to me. What the heck? Guys, if you listen, just put me on a staff list at this point because I'm just just supportive of the children. So I'll walk on, big up me.
Right.
What? Are you crazy?
Right.
I'm there at the competitions that I can attend to. Tell the kids that, go out there and win this, eat it up. I'm here motivating the children. So yeah, big up me.
This girl said big up me.
Yep. All the time.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was a great season. I believe I did a phenomenal job at artistic directing this season. I think that we did a great job. I think that I 110% made a turnaround, made a whole turnaround, 360. And now the studio is going in a different direction. And I'm proud of that. And hopefully it still goes down that direction.
By the grace of God.
Amen. Won't he do it? And yeah, I'm just very proud of it. We're going to get into the topics, because there's just a little something that just aggravated my soul.
Mm-hmm. But before we get into that, friends, my Argo season is starting. Round of applause for me, even though, yeah. But, yeah, I'm excited. It's a new season, new vibes, new routines. And, hopefully we come out as winners. We're going to manifest that, put that in the Lord's hands, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. That's all I want to say. What? We were talking about you the whole time.
Yes, I was talking about competitions, not about me.
Yes, but you're still involved in the competition, so yes, it is still about you.
Okay, sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, then you didn't elaborate nothing about the Argos.
Yeah, but I did. I said it's a new season, new routines are coming in hot. We're trying to be champions. As I said, very short, sweet, straight to the point.
All right, cool. Cool, no problem. Anything else exciting happening with Argos?
Anything else happen? No, we have our first preseason game just now, home opener just now. So the season is starting. So I'll be back with updates as we carry along the season. You know the vibes?
Do you think this is going to be your final season on the A team?
Guys, that's very early. We just got here. I don't know. Whatever the Lord wants me, but I've been here for a strong decent amount of years. So if it was, then I wouldn't be sad. I mean, I would be sad, duh. But
You would
you
feel
know,
accomplished.
I would feel accomplished.
Mhm.
Yeah. Last season I didn't feel accomplished yet. But yeah, I'd feel accomplished. But who knows? I don't know where the Lord wants my life to be at. But for now, yeah. But we'll be back with updates in the future.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like there's always there's times where like you gotta like it's okay to like close the chapter on something.
Very much so.
And it doesn't mean that like you're walking away from it. There's just different ways for you to participate with said organization and like
Facts.
being a part of it in a different way versus just being on the A-team dancer. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe you never know, but when we cross that bridge, then I'll ask you that at the
Yeah.
end of the season. See how
Yeah,
you feel.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait till the
Okay.
end.
All
We
right.
just a
No.
startup now.
Okay.
You
No
know?
problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. Okay. So back to what I need to go on a healthy rant
Nah.
about these competitions.
Uh-oh.
So
Uh-oh.
I was very heated. I was very, very upset at our last competition. I will not name the name of the competition because I will say this that the actual competition itself, like the organizers, the comp directors, like they were like chef kisses, like throughout the whole entire season. I'll say that. So every competition that we went to was really happy with the hospitality, the urgency.
Mhm.
Like they were just very hands-on, very helpful, very nice,
Polite.
very polite.
Yeah.
The staff knowing what studio you're a part of, knowing your kids,
Respectful.
very respectful,
Mhm.
very, very respectful. And it was very nice to see and very refreshing to be on that side because I've never been on this side before. So to be on that side, I was very happy and I was impressed extremely. But just across the board of when you're seeing things and me being a Black woman, it would be nice to see representation that looks like me at these competitions, especially when we are a part of a culture that is predominantly Black culture. Like dance is Black culture. It comes from that. The essence of dance comes from Black. Like there's no denying that,
Mhm.
and everybody can attest for that, right? So the lack of diversity at these dance competitions, it's an eye opener, and then it's also like it also adds a lot of questions to like why can't we get why can't we get the diversity? Why can't we get different shades and colors of people at competitions? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because it's like you don't when it comes to being at these competitions, you want people to who are going to be there who are educated, who know what they're talking about, who know what they're watching, who know what they're seeing. And not a lot of us are in that environment or even grew up in that environment to be like, "Hey, I can speak on this or I can do this." So it's a lot harder to find us to be in those environments.
I disagree. There are a lot
Maybe
of
I'm just not seeing them.
there are a lot of Black people that can be judges because let's be so for real, like there may not be a lot, like not everybody might not be like trained in every single style, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they don't know the knowledge
No,
of
because you need to know the
dance.
knowledge of every. You want to have a good, significant amount of knowledge of each style of dance. Yeah, but I don't know. I just haven't seen it.
I believe that there is because there are different there are. I believe that there are. I believe that they're just not doing their due diligence to look and see and
Mm-hmm.
ask.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people like myself. I could 1,000% be on. I can judge competitions.
Yeah.
I can be a part of that. I know friends that there's plenty of dancers right now that I can count. Right now that I'm counting, there's right now I just counted 8 people in my head
Yeah.
that could judge and that could be a part of dance competitions. It's not hard to find. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, it's like the lack of diversity and then the lack of knowledge of hip hop. It's like, oh my God. So the lack of knowledge and in foundation of dance is very evident. And it was extremely evident at this competition because of just hearing what the judge said. And this is a term that like listen to me good. if you still say pop and lock, you have no business even like being in a room when it comes to dance. Like just come out. Like just come out. Come out of the room. Leave the room. What do you call it?
Evacuate.
Evacuate immediately. Okay? Leave the premises right now. Because how is it that we are in 2024? 2024 and people are using the phrase pop and lock and using it like it didn't
just so loosely and just saying it to say it,
yeah.
and it has nothing to do. There's no popping of the lock or the locking in the routine.
I was so perplexed. I was like, wait, not even no. There's no. There can't be any pop and lock in the routine because there's no such thing as pop and lock.
Like
there's no such thing as pop and lock. Pop and lock is not a thing. There is popping and then there is locking. There is not pop and lock.
Yeah,
that's not a thing. So you don't even need to look for it in the routine because it's not in the routine because it's not a thing. They were either popping or they were locking.
They weren't doing both,
and they can't do both. Like you can't make both elements into one, and that's literally what the person did and said.
Miley Cyrus said, "Pop it, lock it." She didn't say pop it and lock it. Jeez, oh gosh.
I don't even know, but my thing is this, and it's like what was like alarming and what was so disturbing is that like we as directors, like we check the room. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We scope out the room. We let them know like, hey, our hip hop is A1. Like our kids are trained in like breaking, locking, popping, house. Like they are trained in hip hop because we have a really good hip hop program. We have really good hip hop teachers. So the foundation is there. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we tell them that. So we want to gauge which competition is good for us to go to because our hip hop is really strong. Our other styles are getting there and they're getting stronger now, but our hip hop is up here.
Yeah, everybody has
their niche, right? And that's our strength. Our hip hop is our 1,000% that right now. That's our strength. Mm-hmm. So when we tell you that, you have to do your due diligence to make sure that you put us in a room where that is present. It's present, yeah. Right? And so if you put us in a room where that is present, that means your judges have to be knowledgeable in hip hop as well. They also
have to be present.
And they also have to be present.
And what's going on.
And in this case, they were not. They were not. It is what it is. And it's like, it's okay for you to say, hey, hip hop is not really my bag. I say, hey.
Don't people say that like on tapes these days still?
Like people do
like,
say
make a little jokey joke and like giggle and laugh, but like
there's no giggle and laugh about it.
No, I mean like not like actually giggle and laugh, but like they say it and like make it evident and like still are able to give correction. So like,
but the thing is that like they don't even say it on a microphone, but they know that they are to give corrections, and they do. Mm-hmm. And throughout all the competitions, we've had all various different teachers. We had a ballet. Judge. Then we had a tap judge, and then we had a judge that was like in between of everything. Mm-hmm. And they're all still like well versed, but they even had more to give and more to say than these judges at the last competition. Mm-hmm. And then for you to say like, this is hip hop, you're hip hop, you guys are the definition of hip hop, and then give a high score to hip hop, give the highest score to another hip hop routine from a different studio is beyond wild to me. Like that makes no sense. And it's to the point where like that studio director came to our teacher and was like, I don't know how I got the highest mark of hip hop because you guys definitely do that. And you guys were robbed. For them to say that, like, what does that tell you? You know what I mean?
Hip hop is always, for me, at least, what I've seen has always kind of been put on the back burner because I feel like some people think that everybody can do it, mm-hmm. and they feel like it's just one dimensional. Like if you can throw a 5, 6, 7, 8 at these kids and just call it hip hop and just be like, yeah, that's it. That'll get by as long as it's entertaining and it's hype and they're big. We can get by with this. Like this can be it. And I think that's a problem. There's no true authentic, like real hip hop anymore. It's just like, okay, how big can you do this move? Great. Make sure you have all the energy, give them a hype song and call it a day. And they're like, okay, yeah, 10 out of 10. Perfect. This is hip hop. Okay, next. And that's just what it's been looking like for a while now. And it's trying to just like, no, invest in your hip hop teachers, invest in your hip hop knowledge. Like Sharon said, it's 2024. It's really not that difficult.
It's like, not.
it's right there at your fingertips. We all have cell phones. We all can go on YouTube. We can all like it's there for you to educate yourself and for you to be like, okay, and for you to find teachers to come and teach your kids. It's there. I don't even know what else. Like it's there. Like it's there.
It's the thing is that it's like, and hip hop doesn't always have to be angry.
Oh, I
Like,
hate that.
it doesn't
Oh,
like hip hop is not angry.
I don't hate it. I
Hip hop
strongly
is
dislike.
not like mean, hard stomps, grr, 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 like like hip hop. That's not what hip hop is. Like hip hop, it can be so many different ways. Like you can express so many different ways in hip hop. Your hip hop can be a groove. It could be a funk. It could be a ooh. It could be a vibe. It could be a good time. It could be a party. Like that's what hip hop is. It's bringing the different fundamentals. It's bringing the different foundation, different textures, and making it make sense. Hip hop can tell a story. It doesn't. The story doesn't always have to be I'm mad, I'm angry, I want to fight. That's not the story of hip hop. And that's the problem where like I'm like, yo, do you guys even know what hip hop is? And if you don't, it's cool. But you have no business being a judge and judging a competition and using a term pop and lock. Like you're not supposed to do that. It's just that simple. And if you have judges that are doing that, then you gotta do better in finding well-versed, well-rounded dancers, choreographers, teachers, directors to judge your dance competitions.
No, you should. You should find like, if you're of course not going to get it perfect every single time and find every single judge who's going to know every style perfectly to a T, but it's just nice to know that like, okay, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4 judges, like these 2 are really knowledgeable in hip hop. It just a nice balance, a nice little healthy balance.
Right. So and then if you know that a certain studio is going there, you gotta like look at it and be like, okay, well, we gotta have a judge that who is versed in hip hop because this is a studio that is well rounded in hip hop. If you know, we got to make sure we got at least one on there so that we can have that.
If you know John Brown is a strong, knowledgeable in hip hop, try to get John Brown for that competition to judge. You know what I mean? Like you do your research and do like how you find the judges do that. So it's a well-balanced, oiled machine. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody's paying attention. We're all here. Everybody's going to have obviously different opinions on pieces, but like everybody's knowledgeable of what is going on during these competition days, and they're long days too. So it's just nice to know that these people, yes, we're gonna get back to that these people who are sitting on the panel for these extra long 4-day, 3-day weekends are knowing what's going on, and they're in the room and they're not outside in space. Like they're here paying attention.
Yeah, you also need to find the rates, the day rates. Offering $350 for 10-hour days, and this is no particular studio. I mean, sorry, no competition that like in particular or that I'm been affiliated with. I'm just saying because I am knowledgeable of competitions out there that are offering $350 for 10-hour days.
That's insane.
That's actually insane, and maybe that's why some of these competitions are not able to find well-rounded and well-educated, you know, choreographers, teachers, dancers, to directors to judge your competitions because you're just not putting the money there.
Yeah, the prices are
up. The prices are up. Like, I mean, ultimately, like, let me just, you know, on this side, I know how much we're paying for these competitions. So when I'm seeing how much money that our one studio is paying, I can imagine when you have the AAA studios over there dropping thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And trust me, I know that it takes a lot of money to put everything together. I get that part. I understand that part. But you need to have a good chunk of money down, put aside for your judges, so then that way you get judges who are going to be there to want to give you your all.
Yeah, like, but in order to run successful competitions, you have to put, not even just competitions, just in order to run a successful business in general, you have to put forth quality and money. Like you have to put forth that in order for you to have a long reigning business. So when you put forth that energy, people are going to keep coming back, and they're going to continue to come back to your competitions. They're going to continue to come back to your facilities. They're going to come back and make that one of their staple places to go because they see the consistency. They see how well you guys run your weekends. They see the respect. They see all of that. So they'll come back, which means generating more money for you.
Right.
And everybody is chilling and happy and well paid and enjoying the competition weekend.
And another thing that was like so like aggravating is because like honestly, like I'm not a person that is like
A sore
a
loser.
sore loser. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm 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 not. I give credit where credit is due. Okay. But when one of our dances have been scoring up here throughout all of the competitions and been getting recognized throughout all of the competitions, and then at this competition they score here, and they score here by judges who don't know hip hop and are using the term pop and lock, I'm gonna question that. I'm gonna question it. I'm gonna question it, and I'm gonna be like, how? How is that possible? And I'm not, I am not, I am not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not a sore loser. I am not a sore loser. I'll say it again, I'm not a sore loser. I am not. I give credit where credit is due. I tell these kids, there's a studio that we competed against twice. And I told these kids, I said, those kids they're eating. They're like, oh yeah, no, like I love her, like da 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 da. And the camaraderie is there, and like we support each other. Like, so that, like, trust me, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is how the heck our strongest routine that I thought that I was going to put in the dance off managed to score so low that they came third in their category. That makes no sense to me. And they've been, the last competition they went to, they scored like a 97.
Yeah.
How does that work? And then you want me to trust that you know what you're talking about when you use the term pop and lock? No.
We're just gonna call this episode "Pop and Lock."
It is gonna be called Pop and Lock because I just don't understand. I've never
Take a
been
shot for
so
every single time Shine says "Pop and Lock."
Listen, I've never been so upset. I've never been
like
so
it's,
upset.
You know the upset.
Weird.
Okay, no problem.
The man took the microphone and was given a special award.
Not you giving the specifics.
And don't even get me started on the fact that we got like 2 special awards throughout the whole freaking competition. I was like, what the hell? Anyways, so you go and give us
here.
Listen, you go and give a special award, and you are describing how well the dancers were dancing. Shout out to the studio that got it, because I was like, yeah, that duet's fire. Anyways, you're there giving it, and you're like, it was so hard hitting, and everything was just so dynamic, and the pop and locks were so fresh. And I'm like, pop and locks were fresh. When I tell you, I heard pop and lock, and the whole world in my head stopped. Like everything just stopped. I said, "Whoa!"
This comes from somebody who's been training.
I said, "Wait." I'm like, did he just say pop and lock? I'm like, did he just say pop and lock? I looked at Toya. I looked at Alyssa. I said, "Yo, did he just say pop and lock? Is that what I heard?" And they were like, all I saw was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Okay." Then he just kept using that term, and then I started to listen to the judge's feedback, and he said it like 5 different times. I was like, "Oh, so that's what you think it's a thing." So you're not just saying that because it slipped, it was by an accident. No, you think pop and lock is a term, and you are a judge at a dance competition, and you're judging hip hop, and then on top of that, you have the audacity to give a special award to a hip hop group using an incorrect term? No.
Which didn't have any of what you were even saying in the routine, which is crazy. It's just it's offensive. It's
super offensive.
Like, it's just really offensive when you put so much hard work into something and you have so much knowledge and the ability and the training and all of these things and all the hard work that goes into these routines to know that this is the feedback that you're getting. It's crazy. Like it's
a slap to the face because it's like, it's so easy to educate yourself.
Yeah.
It's so easy to pick up a book and educate yourself.
Because you wouldn't do this with any other style.
Exactly. You wouldn't go on there and call a CheyTea a unicorn jump.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say that.
No.
You wouldn't use incorrect terms like that. You wouldn't call a pirouette a spin.
Yeah.
So why is it okay for you to use an incorrect term and then see nothing wrong with that?
And just keep going and like repeating.
Like, that's insane. That's literally insane. Like, how do you think there's nothing wrong with that? And then you're up there smiling. No, I was so pissed off. I was so mad. I'm like, what is the sense of this? Like, somebody tell me why you can't go educate yourself.
Like, you have to sit down and be like, am I the problem?
No, I really felt
like, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you really just sit there and you're like, is it me? Like, somebody tell me if it's me and I'll stop.
Yo, the whole weekend, I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Everything has been going so well, so great. And again, like, you're not going to win everything, and that's not the mentality. But it's like, when the complete lack of knowledge is so visible, you have to say something.
It's not even about winning. in this case. It's the matter of just like you just said, like the knowledge. It's not even about. I'm not here to. Well, of course we're here to win, but I just want you to know what you're talking about. Like if you're
Right.
gonna give critiques and you're gonna give something, let me know where it's coming from. Because now when I'm listening, it's going in one ear and out the other.
No,
because you have no idea what
now
you're
when I'm
talking
listening,
about.
it don't make no sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not
going in one
making
ear
any
and, like,
sense.
it's not
2 + 2 is not equaling 4, baby.
like it didn't eat.
It's like it's like I don't get it. It's like I'm getting like a -10 here. I'm like I don't understand. I'm literally
Like
sitting,
I'm not sure the direction of where you're going.
I'm literally sitting there and I'm hearing the feedback, and like your feedback to a routine was just make sure that you guys are all on the same levels. Like when you get low, make sure everybody's getting low. That is your critique
From the whole 3 minutes.
out of a whole 3-minute and 30-second dance. That's what you're gonna say to them? Are you kidding me? Like, say what? And then you give them fifth twice? Oh my God. No. I was like, no. I was like, there's no way. There's absolutely, and I'm not like this, but I was so upset because it's like, at least give something. Like when I'm up there judging, it's in any and everything. Like ballet is like hard for me to get through. Oh my God, so hard for me to get through. But I'm so enthusiastic because I know that these kids and these studio teachers, and like, you know, directors, they value the feedback.
And they value that, and they obviously value that style. So you want to
Right.
make sure that you're
So
giving
you want to
them
make sure you're
accurate
giving some accurate things, like
corrections.
you know what, like make sure your both knees are turned out on that padasha. Make sure that everybody is making we're turning out our feet equally. Don't force your turnout. The pirouettes were nice. Watch our lines. Watch our lining on our arabesque. I do not love ballet, but I'm going to give you some feedback.
But that's what you have to do because that's what your job is. That's what you're there for.
That's what you're freaking there for. And then obviously
I'm not there to make stuff up.
my bag will be the jazz and the hip hops and the contemporary. Obviously, like my bag will be there. My bag will be the hip hop.
Yeah, that's fine. But you still have to give me constructive criticism
You'll
back
get,
and
but
feedback.
that's my point. I can do that, and I said my bag is not something, and I can do that, and you can sit up there, and clearly your bag is not hip hop because you're using the term pop and lock.
At the end of the day, your bag has to,
and it's not even proactive. It's not nothing.
You have to know knowledge when you're judging. When you're judging, you have to know knowledge. If you don't know, you shouldn't be up there.
Go home.
That's it. You shouldn't be there because you can't be given corrections, and then it's not. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's not going to do anything for those students because what you're saying is not...
It's not beneficial.
Yes, there we go. It's not beneficial to them. You're just sitting there saying nonsense. So they're looking at around in the room like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this information? What am I supposed to do with this criticism? What am I supposed to do with these comments?
And it's like, always hip hop.
What does that mean?
It's always hip hop. That's they're either appropriating or they're using the N words in dances where they don't need to be using the N words, or they're just shaking cheeks, or they're making hip hop just look like it's angry or it's ghetto. Like what the hell?
Down to the costumes, guys. Like just in generally speaking, I need us to figure out how to maneuver that it's not just a stereotype that we're putting on friends, and like it's there's a lot more to hip hop.
You're feeding into that stereotype when you're not educating yourself in hip hop. That's the problem. Educate yourselves first. You don't need to feed into the stereotype. You don't need to do that.
But we're more than just that. Like hip hop is more than that. It's not just that, and it's never been just that. It's always been different. You know how many different things you can do to hip hop? You know how many different styles? You know how many different stories you can be telling with a hip hop routine?
There's so many things. There's so many top rocks. There's so many foundations. It's not just choreography. Like yes, the choreography is there, but it's like the technique of that choreography, how it's being executed. Do they know exactly what lines? The locking. Do they know what they're doing? Do they know that the like my students know? They know who. They know who started locking. They know the lockers. They know Don Campbell. They know Soul Train. They know Top Rocks. They know all that. They know Shabadoo. They know they know they understand the culture, and they understand the history of hip hop. Because you can't just dance something and not know. If you can tell these kids about Baryshnikov, if you can tell these students about the Gregory Hines in Tap, if you can tell these students about all these other things, the Fosse's, the Chicagos,
why don't all of a sudden you guys just forget
why
about
can't you do the same with hip hop?
Yeah.
What is there? Like it's the exact same thing.
Because some places just don't value hip hop like others do, and that's just point blank and period. Like that they do. and then the ones who do, this is how we get paid for it.
And the ones that don't value hip hop should not beat a studio that values hip hop. I don't give a crap what you say. If we value hip hop and the education and the knowledge behind it, and you can see it, and you can see the different elements, and you can see the different foundations in the choreography, there's no way certain people should be beating us. There's no way. There's no way. But again, they didn't know what they were talking about. And I just had to remind my students that. I'm like, listen, don't take it personal. Mm-hmm. This is not a well-rounded verse. Like, you guys know. You guys been at competitions, and you've heard feedback, and you've heard what people have had to say. So you should know that this is
It's not a reflection of you guys.
This
is not your fault, and this is coming from like honesty, where like they tell the kids, like, you know, like, this is your bad, like, whatever, but like this case was like, no,
it was not their fault at all.
Y'all knew what you guys were doing. Y'all knew. Even when I asked like them, like, what is this, what did Miss Shan teach you, like, they can tell me. Like, I can ask these kids, like, what does Miss Shan do for you? Okay, she does this, and they know what they're talking about. They're teaching me, never mind, because there's just certain things that I don't know, and I'm like, well, thank you so much, because at the end of the day, we're all students, so it's just like, there's nothing wrong with you not knowing. That's just know, just find out. You're in the world of dance, like, just know. It might not be your bag, but that doesn't mean that you can excuse you knowing the knowledge, because that's just not something that you do. Don't just stick to what you know.
Or you're just an adjudicator at a dance competition for the coin. Like, come on, get yourself together, man.
Don't do that.
Don't get me started.
Let's not disrespect the arts and the crafts of hip hop. Don't get it twisted. The hip hop is outside. Like, get it together.
Fix up. Add some diversity to your judging panel. Make sure that all of your judges are well-rounded and well-versed in dance education. Make sure they understand dance education, and make sure they don't use the term pop and lock. Please and thank you. So I just want to make a disclaimer. We will be talking about domestic violence, abuse. So this is just your trigger warning. This is a sensitive topic for you. Please do not listen. I don't even know where to start. Like, Breda. Okay, so I was at competition when this video was released of Diddy brutally attacking Cassie. I was at competition. And immediately my mouth dropped. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't know what to expect. Like, just by looking at the video, I was like, okay, like, what is he doing? Like, maybe, he was trying to stop her from leaving. Maybe, he was like, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. But what I saw was just so disgusting. Like, I didn't even know what to say. I just said, wow. Like, what? Mouth wide open. There's so many different things that like started to like go in my mind. You were at a hotel that anybody could have been in. Anybody could have been in that hallway. Anybody could have done anything. And you were in a towel running after somebody who was trying to escape from you. And you had no care in the world if anybody saw you doing the things that you were doing. It was like complete disregard to the reality of the situation, that you are in public, you're in a hotel room or a hotel area, a hotel hallway, with cameras, with people, like, just complete disregard. And like, you're kicking a person that's down on the ground and is selfless, and then you're dragging them, like dragging her.
First of all, you drug her down to the ground and then decided to be like, oh, that's not enough. Like, what?
Kicking her and then pulling her by her hair and dragging her. And then God knows if that's what you did in the hallway. What the heck? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what you're doing behind closed doors.
Lord only knows.
I, I just it like there's so many things that I don't even know. Like my head and like then the comments. Oh my god! Like there's just I, I don't even know.
It's every day. Why are we bringing down a black man? Like, miss me with that, please. Because ain't no way this is what we're doing right now. After you see in plain sight what this man was doing and what he, God only knows, has been doing it throughout their relationship. Like,
People were saying things like, "What did she do to get him so mad?" And I'm like, "Yo, is this the
is
like?
this real life?
Is this real? Am I in like?" What kind of dimension? Like, what? Like, who says that? First and foremost, nobody has to do anything to
Mm-hmm.
deserve anybody to brutally attack somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like no one is fighting you back. No one is fighting back. No one is in your face. No one is like there is not there's not two aggressors. There's a bully and then there's somebody who is fragile and weak and petrified for their life. That is what I saw. And then you have to be in the comments to say all these things. Well, she stayed. Well, she this. Well, she that. You don't know that this man has money and power and ties in things that you and I don't even know.
Facts. Like, we just know what they put out there in the blogs, but Lord only knows how deep it actually goes.
I I don't I don't understand. I'm not understanding how this works. Like it makes zero sense to me on how this works and how people can say such idiotic things. The biggest flag for me was that like Cassie said all of this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like she described this hotel incident, she described it.
Yeah.
She described it in the lawsuit, it is there. And it's like that wasn't good enough. People couldn't believe that. She said all of this happened. They settled. He settled.
Because he knew it was true.
Because he knew it was true. Because he knew it's true. It's right there.
Even before that, he knew.
He knew. But then what got me so pissed is that this man is like, enough is enough. The truth will set you free.
Nah.
Put in all these disgusting, deplorable victory is this, blah, 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 re-te-te. You have your pick-me them going out and rapping and saying BS and talking about, oh, it's lies and they should have checked the other house because that's not where this, like, all of that stupidness just for you to know that you did what you did to that helpless little girl.
Well, when you manipulate your children, he's a manipulator.
He's disgusting. He is a disgusting individual. That's not a manipulator. That's somebody who's sick. You are a sick individual. And then you go fix up yourself to go plaster your phone up in front of you while you're in Bali or wherever the heck you are, and you want to sit down there and say that you're not asking for forgiveness and how you need help. You're a whole when that man did what he did, he was a whole 46-year-old boy,
Yeah, and she was young.
46-year-old man.
She was young. She was like in her 30s or 30, something like that.
46, because there's a huge age gap. She was 19 and he was 35 when they started dating.
Oh, she was that young?
Disgusting.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know Cassie was 19 when
he groomed her.
Oh, damn.
He groomed her.
Not me thinking she's... Oh, wow.
No, Cassie and Diddy have a huge age gap.
Wow, I didn't know she was... Oh, yeah, he definitely did. He did, yeah.
So you are grooming this young lady and selling her a dream and telling her all the things that you could do. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's what happened, but that's what it looks like from the outside, okay?
Yeah. Because remember, she stopped making music, so obviously.
And you go and do this to this poor child. And all the things, like she said that she had to shave the side of her head because the amount of times you pulled out her head top, brother.
Yeah.
And then you go and sit down and make a friggin' video. Yo, don't piss me off. Like the whole time I was like, yo, this can't be real.
That was wild. We all thought she did that for style and she was really just hiding the abuse that she was dealing with. That is crazy.
It's disgusting. It is disgusting.
But that's what money and power does, Shan.
Eh,
That's what this industry
Listen to
is.
me.
When you have money and you have power, you live like that. That is what they do.
And all of the allegations that are coming out against him, like all of these, like,
Back in the day stuff,
the
nowadays stuff.
rapes and
Yeah.
all of these things that they're doing and saying that he's done, and the
Oh, he did
trafficking.
it all.
I swear that man did it all. You can't tell me nothing. He did it all. And it is deplorable, and it's sickening, and it's disgusting. And there is a dark side of Hollywood. And I know I said this before, and I'll say it again. There's a dark side of this music industry that makes me not even want to be a part of this music industry. Like, it makes me not even want to be involved in it, because it's so disgusting and deplorable on how these people are doing what they're doing, and they feel they can do it because of money and power. Money being the root of it. I want to know who the heck at CNN got that video, because he paid $50K for it.
Got it. They've been had that. So
No, they didn't bin have it. They just got it.
no, I mean, like, it was always accessible to get. They just wanted some money to get it.
No. Diddy paid $50K to take that video from the hotel.
Oh, he only gave
So
them 50. Okay.
50. Sorry, Diddy had that video.
Okay, got you.
So it was probably in the raid of where they found it, because he had it, and then they released it. My question is, how did they get that?
That's a good question.
That's my question. And then, did anybody think about what this would do to Cassie?
No, they don't care. They didn't think about that. They're like, let's just release it to the public. That's the problem. They don't care about the victim. They're like, no, put that out there so she can relive this all over again.
She had to relive that, and I just, and like, she even made a statement, and like, the key word, the what stuck out to me is what sticks out with me the most for me, is that she said, like, believe the victims the first time they say it. No one believed her when she said all of this. Everyone said that she was lying.
Yeah.
Everyone said that she was trying to get a bag. I 1,000% know how that feels to say somebody did something to me and people didn't believe me. And they told me that that wasn't true. Or it wasn't that bad. Or he didn't do this. Or at least he didn't do this. And it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, for fear or of some sort to be felt during that time as a woman and to feel helpless by a man, you should believe me when I say that this happened.
Yeah.
You shouldn't say that I'm lying or I'm making it up when I told you something happened. And then everybody's just on this person's side. So I can only imagine how she felt, because this is millions of people versus me and 8-10 people back in the day when this happened. And then with her, millions of eyes pretty much saying that you were just trying to get some money.
Yeah.
And think about all the times Diddy antagonized that young lady and her family. Calling out the trainer, calling out, oh, who's gonna love you better, saying, oh, congratulations.
She found this new her husband.
Yeah. Like,
she couldn't even be happy in her
she couldn't even move on and leave from that terrorist of a man without you antagonizing her and making jokes of the fact that she's moved on. Like, I can see you're moving on when you found somebody else. Like, he's making songs about it, like, knowing that's what you did.
You know how hard it is to find somebody to love you after going through traumatic situations like that? A man to pick you up when you're broken and all of those things, and still dealing with that, and for you even to allow yourself to love a man after what you went through with another man, like, that's a lot. And then you proceed to also have, like, children.
And it's terrible, the fact that she's doing all that and she's healing, and, like, listen, prayers and everything to her, and I, like, you know, the fact that she even was able to get there. But the fact that you're saying that she had to do all that while this man is antagonizing her in the background is insane. That is devilish behavior.
Yeah, and then there's also the celebrities that were in his corner and stuff, and hyping it up and allowing it to happen, and y'all going to the Diddy parties and knowing what's going on. Like, you guys are part of the problem.
Yes and no. I don't think everybody knew.
Oh no, not everybody.
What was going on?
I don't think everybody knew.
I think people.
Selective people.
I think people have had ideas. I think that there's been rumors.
Yeah.
But I don't think people knew it was to that extent.
Yeah. They probably knew he was doing some freaky stuff, but, like, didn't know Like
Yeah,
how bad it was.
you
Yeah.
listen, Cat Williams have been saying that there's some freakiness going on and that he likes, he
Yeah.
likes both ways. And
Yeah.
man, kudos to you. If you whatever you like is what you like, but you don't need to do some nasty things to other people to get what you
To get what
like.
you like.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You don't got to do that. There are people who will willingly do the things that you want to be done to you
Yeah.
and they have no problem doing it because
Yeah.
that's what they prefer. That's their preference. But
Yeah.
you don't need to do nasty-ish to get what you want.
Yeah. And hurt people in the process.
Like, it's disgusting. It is so disgusting. And in this whole entire time, I just never, like, even myself, like, oh, well, we didn't see a video or we didn't see this. And it's like, just no one believing. And it's just like, no, you have to believe. Like, you gotta, when the girl detailed everything from top to bottom and the man settled. And people, like,
Less than 24 hours
less than
later.
24 hours.
So
What
that
does
didn't
that
prove
tell
that didn't
you?
prove to you guys that that's facts that she was stating. Because if he wanted to fight it, he could have fought her. Because he has money. So why wouldn't he?
What happened.
Facts, and he knew it. And they were in a relationship together. So that's not something that he was gonna sit down and argue with. He said, "Nah, hold that." And then she went right back to what she was doing with her family, because she's like, "No," and he did what he needed to do. It's not enough, of course, because emotional damage. But like,
Yes, emotional damage for
yeah,
sure.
it's never money can't fix that. But at the end of the day, he knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah, it's disgusting to see, it's disgusting to witness, and I think that as a community, like, we gotta have we have to have more outlets. We have to have uh there we gotta address this more because it's not about it being Diddy and Cassie. Like,
Hmm.
this happens all the time to people who are less powerful, who have less money, who are not in the limelight, and who don't have a voice.
Hmm.
Like, this happens every single day to normal folks. And this happens behind closed doors. That's what domestic means. Like, it's in your home
Hmm.
that no one is able to help you or see things. And so it's like we gotta do the work to make sure that we have outlets and we have places for people to reach out and get help. And you might not feel like you can, or you might feel helpless or whatever the case may be, but like, that's not something that you have to tolerate. And it's trauma. It's trauma that will affect you.
Hmm.
If you have children, it'll affect your children. You got to, like, see, like, whatever you do, you got to know that, like, kids mimic and will remember things forever. They will not forget. Your kids will turn into adults, and adults will remember the things that all happened in their childhood. And that's that trauma that will affect them, that will be bottled up, they won't know how to do anything. They won't know how to have an outlet to communicate or to talk to somebody with or regarding their feelings, because we are just so used to having to shield everything as Black people. Like, we can't do that. We don't know what therapy is. We don't know what all these things is. We don't know what depression is. We don't want to acknowledge those things, but you have to, especially when you're putting yourselves through this thing, and we're not going to do anything about it. You got to do something. You can't just ignore it and expect it to be like, oh, well, they're going to forget. There's little things that trigger people and you don't even know, and you don't want to acknowledge it because it's not what we do. That's wild.
Like, I mean, you basically said like literally everything that was going on in my head. Like, there's not really like much else to it. It's just plain and simple and plain as day. Like, it shouldn't take all of this for us to have people to take accountability. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Accountability. That's a big word.
money will do a lot of things, and as you can see, money has done a lot of things in the situation. But there's only so much money can do.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it's time for us to go, what are you gonna do? Look at God and say, "I have money."
That's not gonna help.
That's not gonna. That's not gonna do
We're
nothing
all
for
gonna have
you.
to face judgment day.
Like, it's not gonna do anything for you. So that man, I
And you know
don't
what?
know.
I'm sitting back and I'm twiddling my thumbs and things. I'm just crossing and tapping
I'm
my
just waiting
toes.
because right now these are all civil cases. They're not criminal. That's why he's chilling and just living his life out on the road and hiding
Yeah, for them
away.
to say that they can't do anything
Yeah.
about it now because it's
Uh,
it's it's something that, like, has happened years ago, or there's like a time period where they can't
mhm.
investigate it, they can't. Listen to me. I don't know, man, but there's a lot that 2024 is doing right now. So I'm just saying this, like, I don't know. When it comes to if this could happen to Diddy, all the things that people are saying, like, I don't want to say who's next, but like, there's a lot.
No, y'all are gonna get your turns.
Let me tell you something. And then another thing that I didn't understand is that, like, so, like, how come Bill Cosby can get for something that happened 40, 50 years ago
Listen,
and
y'all grew,
Diddy can't?
y'all basically told that 80-something-year-old man that he was you know what and all kind of names, but now all of a sudden it's, well, wait, did he really do it? Did you see what he did? Did you
Oh
see what
my
they didn't?
God.
Did you see what Bill Cosby did? Did they have cameras back in 1987 to 60? How much?
Mm-mm.
Like,
Mm-mm.
y'all can't be choosy and picky when you want to support who you want to support, because you
That,
guys are quick to call the local oil man and say that. I'm not saying that if he didn't or he didn't or whatever the case may be, but I'm just saying the reaction very different,
yeah.
very
And a
different,
lot of these celebrities are on mute.
and very choosy.
On mute. They're not saying
Hmm.
a word.
Not a
Not a
word.
word. I have not heard a word from the Kevin Harts,
Mm.
from the Jay-Z's,
Well, that man is definitely not saying anything.
from the Michael Rubins, to all these powerful people that are in the industry. Drake, well, Drake and Kendrick. I feel like that was a whole distraction to try to, like, make us forget what was going on. But, like, mute.
Hmm.
And it's like we don't need to hear from these people, but it's like in these cases when everything was so loud with certain things, how come we're quiet with this?
Choosy.
Because when Cat Williams was talking, everybody was saying,
He was
"Oh, he
crazy.
was crazy. That's not true." But everything Cat Williams has said thus far has aligned. He's the only one where the math is mathing for him,
Yeah.
and then the rest are just
Because there's always going to be that one person who's going to be around this who's going to say something when it comes to the time to blow up and explode because they can't take it anymore. There's going to be that one person who's going to air out everybody's mix up and everybody's dirty laundry. You guys think that you guys can all sit down and kiki with one another and kumbaya, but there's that one person who's going to blow up one day and be like, yeah, and start airing you guys out and not care because they ain't got nothing to lose.
what is there to lose? What else do I have to lose? I'm gonna just air out everybody. Bang, bang,
So
bang, bang, bang.
since
Everybody's
we're
gonna
here,
get
we're
aired
all
out.
taking out one by one.
Yep.
And none of you guys are denying what he's saying. You guys not saying it's not true. You ain't fighting back. You ain't saying a word. And it's too specific for him to just be making up these fairy tale stories.
I'm
Like,
telling you, man. I listen.
money is an evil thing.
Money is
And so
definitely
is
evil,
fame.
and fame is evil. And
Y'all gotta be careful what you wish for.
I listen. I'm starting as I get older. Like, I'm starting to believe all these conspiracy things with this industry. It is very dark, and it's gonna start coming to light. People are gonna start exposing things because it is disgusting how certain people can just, like, there's certain artists that are just not involved, but they're like they get.
It's your everyday artists that you guys listen to, that
Mhm.
you guys say are all these greats and all amazings, and it's just like, yeah, but hello, are you listening and paying attention to what you're listening to and who you're supporting? That's
I'm
something you
telling
should.
you.
That's something you should look into.
I'm telling you.
Because when you're mute, you're saying a lot.
I'm telling
Don't get it
you.
twisted. When you're quiet, you're saying a lot more than you think.
I'm telling you. Listen, just I don't even know what to say. Just
Thoughts and prayers.
literally thoughts and prayers, and just to anybody that if you might be going through this, like, get yourself out however you can. It's not worth it. You don't want to end up being emotionally scarred. You don't want to end up with trauma. You don't want to traumatize your kids, and then, like, God forbid, but, like, you don't want to end up unalive. Like,
You don't.
you don't want to end up any of those things. So if you can, there is a way, and no man should be putting his hands on no
And vice
woman,
versa.
and no woman should be putting
Yep.
their hands on no man,
Yep.
because not only women have to deal with this, men do too.
Yep.
So nobody should be putting hands on each other, and if that's what you have to resort to in
Then
order
you know you
to,
shouldn't be
then
together.
nobody should be together.
Yeah.
Go your separate ways, run, because we don't need to be together if we can't communicate, and we
With
communicate
our
through our
words.
hands.
Yep.
Like, that's insane.
Yep.
So just prayers to everyone. And man, I don't mean to say this, but I don't even want to see what's gonna happen next. Mm-mm.
It's all just, it's gonna play out how it plays out. And all these little, it's gonna just go one by one. Everybody's gonna get their moment. So don't be surprised. 2024 has been a surprising year.
Guy, we're just
So
starting to get to
yeah,
half through
but
the year.
it's
Halfway through the
bound
year.
for all of these things to come out one day, and it's
Mm-mm.
good that Cassie's alive and well to tell
To
her
tell that,
story.
yes, amen to
Because
that.
sometimes these victims are not here to speak for themselves.
Amen.
So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's two completely different situations. But look, the OJ dead and gone, and none of us know what really was going on. And the poor little lady was dead and gone for all these decades and all these years. So you have to just be like, you know what? She was alive and well to say what she had to say and defend herself.
Yes, then
And most people don't get that chance.
Yeah, that's really like, it's sad that you have to say that, but yes, thank God that she's
Yep,
alive
it's
today
reality.
and she's able to tell her story and she's able to move on and live for her daughters and have a man
Because
who
he could have
loves
took her out.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Yeah.
So listen,
Man.
it's working. So them can't stand there with him picking them. I feel bad for his kids.
I feel bad for his daughters.
Yeah, same.
And what do we not know about Kim Porter? That's another thing, you know. That's another, and you know what's crazy is that there's been so many people, like his ex-security guards have been saying this and telling these stories for years, and nobody was listening.
Yeah. Soon reach.
And it bothers my core and my stomach when I see this man posting about Kim Porter, because I can only imagine what he did to her. I can only imagine. God rest her soul.
And then you smile up in front of the people, them children.
And you got daughters that no. Anyways,
you probably really love their daddy.
Listen, and then Justin's mom, she made a comment and was saying that he needs help.
Yeah.
So you know that this is a pattern that's been going on and on and on and on.
Listen, the only man 50 be telling.
That's a
to make 50, light of situation.
No, but 50's been 50's
he might
been
be
telling
joking,
us.
But he's been telling.
He's been telling us.
Like,
he's been telling us from day one. You. Shout out to 50 one time, because 50's been the only man who's been saying.
He's been saying it.
Yep.
He was just waiting for you guys to realize too. And you know you can't say nothing to 50. So I'm not gonna say nothing to a man who's been through what 50's been through. So I mean, because you notice they don't really choose fights with him. If you notice,
he stayed silent. He wasn't fighting back at 50, because 50 was saying what he was saying, and Diddy was nowhere to be found.
He'd be flying out them jokes, and he couldn't say a word. So 50 been telling y'all. He been telling us.
Well,
that is that. I ate that.
Hopefully, you know, there are better days to come for everyone.
There is. Praise God.
So yeah, let's all
be kind to one another.
Yeah, let's be kind. Let's educate ourselves.
Yes.
Let's not use the term pop and lock, please. God, don't use the word
pop
and lock.
Go.
No, I'm not letting it go.
No, not you letting it go.
They meant me. No. I was gonna say I'm not letting that go. No, I'm not.
Let that go out of your vocabulary.
No.
See how hot she is?
No.
No, let it go out of your vocabulary.
You're like, I didn't even tell you everything else, because I could keep going, but I'm not gonna keep going because they get it. Anyways, I got it. Yeah,
they get it.
So, anyways, thank you so much for watching and tuning in and listening to the CheyTea podcast. Again, you can find us on all of our social media platforms at CheyTea Podcast, available to download on Spotify and on Apple Podcast.
Period. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTubes one more time, just to let y'all know that we here.
Amen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode just now. Are you done? Bye.